Hello, lovelies. It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot. How are you doing today? I'm ready to bring you another channeled message. I hope this message is finding you blessed and full of abundance. As always, my sweets, okay? Some of y'all need to get some clear quartz crystals, okay? Clear quartz crystals is what I was really hearing, like to amplify some of the energy that's going on around some of your other crystals that you wear, possibly. They're showing me like, if you like me to like wire wrap your own jewelry and wire wrap your own like stones to make your own like pendants and necklaces and things like that, think about doing a combination between a stone that you've really been being called to as well as a clear quartz crystal. So possibly wearing like two tiered necklaces or something like that, or however you wear your crystals. Somebody here is thinking of, there's a stone that I want to pair with this crystal, and it's a clear quartz crystal to amplify that stone is what Spirit is saying. So if that's for you, you know it's for you, my sweet, okay? Because I was just doing some work with my clear quartz crystal, and it is just doing the damn thing on my decks. It is just doing it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. I was really feeling a lot of like soulmate energy, especially when I was going through the romance decks. Look at that, calling in your soulmate. Look at that. The soulmate card just kept a lot of like flirt, extending your lighthearted energy out. The soulmate card just kept like showing itself over and over and over again. The safe for you to love, like, yeah. So some of you are really working a lot with that energy right now. A lot of you, I feel like you have felt like Spirit is saying that be sure not to go from one drastic to another. We were talking about that in another reading I did. Also, where we were talking about where you might go from one extreme of being way too open, right, to go into the other extreme of being way too closed down. I feel like if you were on that path, I feel like you went from one extreme to the other, and you're kind of slowly opening yourself back up. Or, I feel like you were slowly opening up yourself at first, but then a lot of really rapid things have been happening here recently. I'm hearing Tower, and they're also kind of showing me the Tower card, but it looks different. I'm not sure if this is a Tower card from somebody else's deck, a deck. It doesn't look like the traditional Tower card. When they're usually showing me cards, they usually show me from my Smith Wyatt deck, the cards, but it's a completely different looking Tower card here. It's very blue. There's a lot of like blue. There could be like water crashing around it or something like that. If that's in one of your decks that you have, if you have tarot cards yourself, or if you notice that, some of you might see it as like a card to pick and pick a card or something like that. Be aware of that. Spirit said there's some really, for someone out there, that message is out there. There is a really powerful message around that. Oh, and now that's also reminding me, that was in the game it's in the A Song of Ice and Fire books. I'm not sure which one it is in. It could be in a Game of Thrones, like the first book, where, is it Bran is given the dream? I think it's Bran, when he starts having dreams from the three-eyed crow, or the three-eyed raven, right? And he sees like a tower being like lost in waves and like a sea creature. So that was foreshadowing something happening. I'm not gonna spoil it because maybe some of you haven't watched that, or haven't watched the TV series, or haven't read the book, so I won't spoil it. But yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right? So be aware of like the symbology. Spirit is saying the symbology of some of the visions or some of the dreams or some of the things that you're having, because it's not what it seems. Everything's just not quite exactly what it seems on the surface. Dig a little deeper, right? Dig a little deeper and look more into it. Now, they're not telling me specifically to look up like dream interpretations exactly. Like, if you're into that, that's fine. Do what you do, but Spirit is saying that there could be that you might be receiving some messages that kind of have like some symbology that you're not quite aware of, or you're kind of like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, what does that really mean? Wow. Okay. So definitely, what a big cut. So we're talking a lot here. Somebody here, okay, is going through a lot. Look at this, right? they've gone through a lot in their love life that has caused a huge elevation, right? A lot of things from their past. It could be specifically three different people, three different karmics in your past that you were dealing with that has caused a lot of elevation, a lot of like evolution, a lot of change, and transformation in your. Okay, the word that spirit is saying is zeitgeist. I'm sorry, I don't know what that word means, but that's going to mean something to someone, okay? But what I really want to try to say is like your psychology, how you're viewing yourself and you're viewing your place on the spiritual journey, right? And just being awakened to your spiritual journey in general, right? So, because of all of the chaos that you've been going through, you could specifically we could specifically, if you resonate with that, be talking about specifically a twin flame journey or just a journey to find that person that you're going to be with. I really feel like a lot of you are kind of reevaluating, because also a big cut that I did when I was shuffling the romance cards was that they showed me, like, I was shuffling the cards and the three cards just like popped out into my hand, and I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I'm not even like in the reading yet, and they showed me the children card, what else, the soulmate card, and the keep an open mind card. And I think that some of you are really learning how to question what you thought a soulmate meant, like what you were raised to believe, what you thought about love, what you thought, who you thought in the past your soulmate would be, what they would look like, how they would act, exactly. And you're kind of realigning that and kind of opening up about it. I really feel like it's like spirit is really is really challenging you to really challenge yourself and look. They're showing me a picture of you. It's like a mental image of you like turning around and looking at a mirror of yourself and kind of like talking to yourself and being like, it's not really gonna be like you think that it is. You might be, if you really believe in this, you might be having some talks with um okay, well, they're saying a lot of words now. This is cool. Okay, so they're saying like trans-dimensional version of yourself, or like a version of yourself from a different timeline, okay, or a future timeline. So some of you might be receiving dreams or visions from a version of yourself in the future, or from a different timeline that's like, look, like your soulmate or this, it might not be exactly what you thought it was going to be. The time has come for you to really question a lot. Maybe being raised or coming as you were coming of age, as you were a child, your parents or whoever raised you, or society, or movies, or whatever it was, content that you took in. They're showing me like Disney princess movies and things like that. It gave you a very certain image of what love, of what your soulmate, of what a partner, of what a life partner, of what like a romance partner. Here in the spiritual community, people can give a very certain type of, they can praise a very certain type of love, or a very certain type of kind of fairy tale that they do tell. And a lot of people that even say, I don't sell a fairy tale, they still sometimes sell a fairy tale without, knowing it. But that's not, I'm not judging those people for it. It's something that I've also noticed too, right? And even myself, I used to do it before in the past. So look at that wedding, right? So there is a big thing around here around learning. It's like reevaluating and like reprogramming yourself to notice certain red flags. You might have been programmed to notice certain things as red flags that maybe perhaps weren't as red flags, or weren't as like issues as you thought, or things that you thought were normal or okay, that you were normalized to. You're learning, oh, actually that's a red flag of a relationship that I actually don't want. That's not the type of relationship that I want. So like I said, I feel like a lot of you, because of all of this work, right, because of all of those karmic energies and things that you've been through, is causing a huge evolution in you in the past, right? And this doesn't have to be just in love, right? It can also be in friendship, different types of love. I'm getting that a lot of you had three very specific people in your past that are teaching you about three different types of love. Like, okay, so you might have, for example, one particular karmic in your past that was really teaching you about romantic love, one particular karmic in your past that was really teaching you about platonic or friendship love, and then possibly one in your past, or multiple people in your past, that might have been teaching you about the type of love that you should expect from family members, or the type of loyalty that you should expect from these type of people, right? So And this could just, these don't have to be only one person works, but it could be a group of people. It could be a group of friends. It could be, a group of of your karmic exes or things like that, right? But it's like different types of love that have really tried to slow you down or tried to kind of give you this kind of a skewed version of what love really is, when the truth is that you were being taught what to look out for, right? You were being taught you don't, right? Like, this is not the type of love you like. You deserve real love. Thank you, Spirit, right? And in doing all of this, right, you are calling in a soulmate energy, right? You had to really separate yourself away. But I really feel like also too that there's a big energy here of like flirtation energy, that even in a separation, that the two of you are still, sending like back and forth, like perhaps like psychic messages to each other, or you're just feeling each other's energy even from a grand distance, is what they're telling me. Even if the actual physical distance isn't that far, it's something that you're going through right now is really changed. Okay. No, okay. They want the cards to be back in the stack in a very certain way. Okay, right? But you are being taught how to really bring yourself justice with the type of relationships that you have in your life. Not just romantic relationships, right? All different types of relationships. Like, you are being taught your self-worth, to have self-love, and that is teaching you how to be the right type of love. 11:11 on the clock, as soon as I said that, right? How to really accept the type of love that's really going to be that unconditional love, that's really going to make you have that like that satisfied feeling, because it's going to resonate with your soul. Your soul is going to be saying, yes, this is the type of love that you really need to be looking for, and not this unrequited love that you fell for in the past. Maybe perhaps in the past you fell for different types of just chemistry, right? Maybe you fell for just, being attracted to certain types of people, and you were attracted to a very certain type of person, but that attraction, right, was you being attracted to people who would teach you the lessons that you now are learning, right? Trust and have faith, right? That Spirit has been guiding you this whole time to, to where you really need to be, right? To stay optimistic. Thank you, Spirit, right? Stay optimistic about your love life. Stay grateful, right? Stay grateful and show gratitude to Spirit, because Spirit is like, we don't ever want to hurt you, right? We don't ever, it doesn't please us, or we're not trying to punish you for giving you karmic relationships in the past, or giving you or leading you to relationships that hurt you, because that's not what they want. That's not, that Spirit saying that's not what we want, but we want you to learn the lesson that you need to learn, right? And sometimes they have to teach you, sometimes they have to give you that rough love, they have to show you how to free yourself. You are this beautiful unicorn, and you're keeping yourself trapped behind this little tiny fence that isn't really even a cage, right? Uncage yourself, right? Okay, but they're also, what was that from? I think it was from a movie. But they're psychically giving me the example of, because they're like, this unicorn here, right? It's like has this collar on, and they're like tied to this tree right here, right? And they're showing me, I'm sorry, and I'm so sorry, I cannot remember where it's from, but it is, and I don't even know if it's true, right? But it's a quote from a movie where it was like, do you ever, it's like they're with elephants, right, at a circus or something like that, and they're like, do you ever wonder why, you know the elephant doesn't just take control and like leave, right? They stake the elephant down when it's a baby, right? When it's a baby and it's not strong enough to pull the stake up, and they condition the elephant to always think it's not strong enough. So even after it is strong enough to free itself, even after it has the strength that it could, they don't try, because for so long, right? It was in their mind that I wasn't strong. I wasn't strong enough to do this. I wasn't strong enough to do that. And so they're kind of relating that to like your past love life, where there have been karmic energies in your life, or other energies that have tried to make you keep yourself small, because it made you easier to control, right? It made you easier to control. It made you doubt yourself. It made you fear your own power and your own abilities. And Spirit is saying, you are past the point now, right? Where all you have to realize is, I'm strong enough to pull up the stake. I am strong enough to jump over this fence, right? This fence couldn't actually hold me down, right? If it really tried. it's time to take that control of your life, right? Take back that power and that control from other people, but perhaps not forcefully. It's a different type of way, you know, getting to know each other. Yeah. Ooh, somebody is so impressed by you. Somebody, they're so impressed by you. Okay, one, you have a lot of people that are impressed by you and the things that you're accomplishing and your mind. There are particular people who that inspires. We talk about this. You know, you're going to shine bright and that's going to inspire jealousy in some people, which it's inspired some people in your past to, you know, be like, you know what, why don't I bring you down a few pegs, because you're not as special as you think that you are, even though, well, I mean, we're all special in a way, like, especially to the divine, to the spirit. We're all chosen. We're all special. We're all serving a divine purpose, right? No matter how, no matter what exactly it is, we are all serving that purpose of learning and being here and growing and, you know, feeding into the collective consciousness, right? So we all serve our own individual roles and we're all extremely important in our own way, right? But yeah, um, yeah, there's a soulmate energy out there, okay? There's multiple different types of soulmate energy out there. For some, right? The karmics are soulmate energy too. They're just, you know, soulmates that are here to teach us a lesson in perhaps not so nice ways, or they're here to teach us a lesson that we have refused to learn in the past, right? Which is why they're karmic, right? But there is a lot. There is a type of soulmate out here, right, that you are in separation from right now, right? That you're learning this, it's safe for you to love, right? This soulmate energy, right, is incoming. Look at this. Calling in your soulmate. That's twice, right? um, yeah, this could be the one, right? There is this soulmate energy that's kind of incoming. Um, it's really powerful energy. They're so incredibly impressed by you. They're just like, like, how do you do that? How do you say that? How do you know that? You know, like how, um, yeah. Oh, this energy is so like folded in. There's a lot of energy here now that you might have a particular like karmic energy or a particular deceptive energy that is trying to mask itself like this positive soulmate energy that is coming into your life. So be aware of that. So I'm not telling you that to spread fear or to spread paranoia about anybody in your life. You're gonna know the difference. So just always tell yourself that I have discernment and I am always going to know the difference. Listen to your spirit guides. You're gonna know, right? This person might be able to hide themselves in cards or hide themselves in some readings or something like that. But if they stood before you, there would be no question about it. And I'm hearing for some of you, when they stand before you, you will be like, I'm not exactly sure what you thought you were doing there, right? But okay. So yeah. So yeah, pay attention to the red flags. There are going to be warning signs for you, so I don't even worry about that. Okay? But yeah, let's get into some more energy here. Yeah. Honestly, this honesty that you're having with yourself and a lot of people around you is causing a lot of healing energy. There's a lot of people that are healed by your authenticity and your your honesty to yourself and your honesty to what's going on in your life, right? A lot of people are just like, wow, okay. Wow. That's what they just keep showing me. Like, they're just like, wow, wow. Oh, okay. Uninvited guest. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Wow. Starseed. So definitely some, like I said, if you, and then look, star. Yeah, a lot of starseed energy going on here. Enlightenment, right? You're being guided through messages, signs, and dreams. Listen carefully. Okay, we talked about that, right? You have traveled on a long way on a mission. Search deep inside to remember it. You may feel alone or homesick. You are not of this world, but be brave. You chose this path. Remember your purpose, right? You chose this path, right? That's what Spirit really wanted to, that's why they pulled that Starseed card, because they're just like, you remember that if you believe in that, right? If you believe in soul contracts and things like that, you know that every person that you come into contact with, you chose for that to happen. Like, before you came here, people, right? You came here to learn. You came here to study. You came here to learn. I know, Spirit. Thank you. Inner child healing, right? Doing a lot of inner child healing. Surrender, right? Do you wanna speak? Surrender your need to control this vessel, because you will not. Okay. New moon. Moving on. New moon. The ending and the beginning of a new cycle. Draw from the power of the void. You should use this time to recharge and ground yourself. Endless new possibilities. Yeah, there's a really beautiful new cycle ending here, or beginning. There's an old cycle ending and a new cycle beginning, written in the stars, like I said, with star on the back of the deck again, right? It's this new, like, really healing cycle that's coming. This is a fated connection, a fated soulmate connection here between you and this other person or this other energy, okay? Oh yeah, Spirit also wanted to say that you can a part of opening up your mind is seeing that soulmate energy is not always even like human. Like, sometimes it's animals, sometimes it's a career, sometimes it's a life path, sometimes it's a job, sometimes it's like a collective that you come into contact with, is what they want to say. So soulmate energies can look and be a lot of different things. So keep your mind open to that, right? But it's all coming in for a positive reading, or yeah, for a positive reading and a positive energy into your life, a positive reason. It's all coming in. Honesty. All right. Okay. True. Spirit said true. Coming into the third dimension. Dreams. We talked about that earlier too, right? Be aware of your dreams. What you want. Release your ex. Release this old energy. Whatever this old energy is. It's got the red flag energy, jealous, envious energy. Yeah. Just period, right? Whatever it is, it ain't stopping nothing. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna be talked about so bad. Like, yeah. So, yeah. There is some old energy here, friendship energy, ex energy, old lover energy, old people energy. Some of these people don't even realize they're sending this energy towards you because they're that unaware of what they're doing with themselves and their own energy. Okay, but they get some haterades that's got some insecurities that they need to work on in their own self. Jealousy is the ugliest trait, so be aware of that. Okay, and no shade to these people. I understand. Actually, I'm just like, yo. You just got some things to work on. Like all of us, we all have things to work on, right? We all have things to deal with, right? And we all serve a purpose in people's lives. Yeah. So there is some, yeah, again, right? With this abundant energy that's around you, with this beautiful kind of like healing energy that's around you, with this kind of standing out above the crowd energy, there is going to be jealousy. There's going to be other things that just, try to slow you down, try to add some hiccups into your way. Like, but the truth is, all those energies are doing is slowing down themselves. So if you're envious or jealous, or you think somebody's entitled, or they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't have the right to talk about something, look in the mirror, okay? Look in the mirror and question yourself as to why you feel that way. Because everybody has the right to have their own opinion about things. So mull that over, right? You're really those people, those energies, they're really just hurting themselves. They're really just hurting themselves, you know? Yeah, they're really just, Spirit said chill out. Just chill out, right? And I feel like that's just the energy that you need to have towards that, friends, family, people from the past like that just have that energy towards you. Like, just, yeah, exactly. You know what's up. High Priestess, right? You know what's up with the energy. You know what's up with it. You got all kind of victory. You have victory over anybody that's sending you any ill will, because you know how to return to sender. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that, Spirit. I swear. The moon energy. Secrets, any illusions, they're all being illuminated to you. You know what's up. More star energy I'm really being drawn to. Like, okay, star energy, period. Like, you know what's up, right? You know what's up, right? You stop. Okay. we could stop. I'm sorry, excuse me, y'all. Like, my spirit guides just don't like, not don't like, right? My spirit guides just don't like when people, they're not a fan. Let me say that. Okay. Should I say that? Yes. They're not a fan when people talk shit, especially about me, and then they're still on my channel watching me every day. Like, they're just like, what you doing here? Thought I didn't know shit. Tower. But it is what it is, right? All those people serve their purpose, Spirit, right? Yeah, so somebody here is getting their wish, like, you or somebody else is getting their wish fulfillment here, and it's a huge tower moment for somebody. It's a sudden realization from somebody. It's like a, oh my gosh, like, why? Why kind of energy. It's weird. It's really shaking some people up. Yeah, the Spirit's saying just chill. Just chill. Like, rest, back off, stop the BS. Okay? Yeah, because it really, it doesn't help these people, right? It doesn't help these people. Empress in reverse. It causes a severe lack in their life that shows up in so many places, and then they wonder why. It's like this self-feeding cycle of the world's a shit place, then they see other people and they think bad things about those other people, and then that same energy comes back to them, and they're just like, why? The world's a shit. It's like this cycle, this karmic cycle. And it, yeah. I can sit here and say I don't know, but I do know. I do understand. I do. So Spirit's not being shady anymore. Spirit, like, they're just saying, like, no regrets, right? Really try to live a life without the regrets of all of those things in the past. And then they showed me, that meme where it's like the person that that got no regrets tattooed on them, but it doesn't say regrets because it was misspelled. It says no regrets. Like, I don't know why they showed me that, but yeah, like, they're just like, look, like, you might like, okay, I'm getting it now. They're like, sometimes people, and you can be included in this too, right? Sometimes people say they're doing things a certain way to live a life without regrets, or they're doing, this is what makes me strong, this is what, this is me standing up for myself, or this is doing that, when they don't realize that what they're doing is actually hurting themselves more than that's helping themselves. And it's just our ego. It's just a game our ego plays with us, right? Yeah, because death, right? But Spirit's saying it's okay. Like, it'll bring eventually, even thoughts like that will eventually bring transformation. It'll bring the end. It'll be a hard cycle, right? But it will still be a cycle to move outside of. And, Spirit is really telling you guys, live a life without regrets, and don't be scared to walk that path alone. Don't be scared to be that independent person. Don't be scared when life gives you those privileges to take them, because there are so many people out there, that would tell you to live a life full of shame because of some privileges that you have. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to get political with this, right? But there are some privileges that you have. Like, say, like, that you have a family that's financially or, emotionally supportive of you. Like, don't let other people who don't have those things make you feel like, oh, you're entitled because you have those things. Like, no. Like, you have those things for you to use them, for you to, I'm not trying to say take advantage, but for you to understand, right? Because sometimes the universe um, will give us gifts. They give us certain things in our lives to help us, right? And sometimes we can't have it, we don't, and sometimes our pride or our arrogance will tell us, oh, I'm not supposed to take it, or I'm not supposed to take this, or other people might turn this down, so I'll turn it down too. I'm being reminded of a story of another tarot reader that I listened to, and she was talking about how her and her husband are pretty well off, so anytime they can, they do the pay it forward thing, and they go off and they'll buy the coffee of the person behind them or the meal of the person behind them, to try to just spread a little bit of that out in the world. And that her husband went to the store one time, and he accidentally, like, just completely accidentally, left his wallet at the house. And when he came around, he was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I just realized I just need to get out of line. I just realized I don't have my wallet." And the cashier was like, "Don't worry, I've got you. I'll cover you. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it." And the guy, and she's like, I understand. She's like, her husband was like, "No, no, I have to, hold it, and I'll come back, and all this other stuff." And he didn't take it. And she was like, "I completely understand that. You have the free will to turn that down. But when you're out there paying it forward, or when you're out there giving back, and the universe says, you know what, here you go, I'll give back to you," right? Don't let your ego also step up and tell you, no, 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 you shouldn't let other people help you. No, you shouldn't take, if you have that in your life and somebody's like, "No, it's okay, I'll pay for it for you." Don't be, even though you know that you do things, that you do things and you make choices that help other people, right? Be aware of when those moments come up, and don't let other people who might want to judge you, or might want to tell you, because who might want to tell you, no, you shouldn't take advantage of that, or no, you shouldn't take the opportunity when it comes up. Because those people, and it's not for us to judge them for it, right? But it's for us to understand, people will tell you things like that, or people will send that energy towards you, but just because they are envious or because they are jealous, they don't have it themselves, right? I will never look at somebody else who has, well, I can't say never, I have in the past before, but I am really trying to work now, that when I see somebody that's like really getting it and really like digging in and getting it, I am working to actively, if I ever have those thoughts of like, dang, even thoughts of, dang, I wish I had that, to stop myself and go, there's nothing that's stopping you from walking your own path, doing your own thing, and saying that you can have that too, right? But it is nothing to say, to just be aware, right? So be aware of your thought process, and how other people's thought process can really affect you, right? How all these other people, that three of swords energy, I put it up, but how that three of swords energy from the past, or that three of swords energy even from people that are in your life now, can really try to feed into that, energy. Because at the end of the day, the envy or the jealousy or the, "I wouldn't do that if I was you," it comes underneath that, right? Underneath that, it's usually coming from a place of lack within themselves, and it's usually coming from a place of hurt, right? Somebody that might tell you that you are spoiled comes from a place of them feeling like, I don't have that. And most of the time it's, I do, I might say something negative against that person, but I actually wish I had that. I actually wish I had that. I wish I had that too, right? And So yeah, I'm just getting that, like, really, so no negativity towards those people. No, I know that it can be, I don't want to say draining, but it can be like tiresome, or it can be like really, like, if you have somebody where they're like sending you jealous energy and you're like, really, like, just stop, but it is important for us to understand, right? That doesn't mean tolerate it, right? Still, like, no, I block that, I send that energy back, return to sender, I don't have time for that, right? But it's good to not throw your own, like, an F you on top of that, because you shouldn't be doing this, and that it's important to have an understanding of, yeah, like, don't send that to me. I don't have time for that. But, I understand. I get it. Like, I get why you send that out. I get why you have that. I get why you feel envious. I get why you feel that, because I am very appreciative of the things that I have in my life. That doesn't mean at all points, I'm just saying in general, at all points, that there are never times when you might be like, oh, like, why is this happening? But it's so important to reach for the things that you should be grateful for the things that you do have, um, as much as you can, right? I'm not saying that that doesn't give you the right to feel a little bit down about certain things that are happening in your life, because I get down. I get heavy about certain things because I'm just a human, you know. Um, I've seen people on here comment where they're just like, you're always in such a good mood, and I'm like, yeah, I like, but that's because being here with you guys puts me in a good mood. Like, like, doing the cards and doing that, it puts me in a good mood. It makes me happy, and I don't ever try to, like, fake it with you guys, right? I just genuinely try to just generally be happy about things, because when you live on that vibration of seeing the gratitude and being grateful for things in your life, even when you're going through hardships in your life, it's never going to hurt, right? It's never going to hurt. You're always going to feel better in the end and feel more grateful for certain things, right? So it's really, if a person is in this envious or jealous energy, it's important to see that underneath that it's usually some kind of pain or some kind of anger, and then, well, it's anger, and then underneath that it's usually pain, right? From Because it's really not usually about you. It's really actually at the base, at the end of the day, it's usually actually about them. And then on top of that, it's usually yeah, I just let it go. Yeah, somebody here, they don't like what you do, the way you work, the way you move, the way you feel about yourself, the way that you see the world. They don't like it. It stirs up those negative feelings inside themselves. They are not a fan of what you do. So this could be family or friends or whatever. They're just not a fan of, like, specifically the way you work, the way you see life, and specifically for some of you, like, with your career, right? But yeah, Spirit saying it's your blessings. This person is like, why? Why did they get blessed? Well, the attitude really the, the attitude really helps, right? Are you more likely to help somebody when they show gratitude and when they're grateful for the things that you do in their life? Or are you more likely to help somebody that, or, that they're grateful and they're like, oh, thank you, I really appreciate it, and even when you can't give, they still appreciate you? Or is it on the other side where it's like, oh, I appreciate you, and then 2 days later it's like, they've completely forgot how you've helped them and you're the worst person in the world because you did something that pissed them off, like, you know so yeah. I don't think I'm not immune to this stuff too. I know that in the past I have done that, but it's because as I've gone through it, I've realized, oh, like, it's really about me. Like, I might be mad at this or this, but it's really about something deeper. It's about something I went through in my childhood, or it's about something else. This person's actions or the way they're handling the world is really triggering me because of this or because of that, because of some kind of awareness that I am being, like, shown. So be aware of that. Be aware that this anger is not coming from you as well, right? Towards other people. Yeah, because sometimes your ego or your shadow self will really tell you that the anger that you're feeling is so justified. Like you're justified to stay angry, right? And you know, you might, and that might be true. Okay, one, I'm not saying that people can't do things to you, that you having an angry reaction or getting angry because of it, or feeling the emotion of anger is not like, well, of course anybody would feel mad if that happened, right? But you're not justified in holding on to the anger, right? It's your choice, it's your life, but let it go. Eventually let it go. Eventually let it, and don't like let it go and swallow it, and just hold on to it actually deeper. A lot of people say, yeah, let stuff go, but then they're the type of people that when one thing goes wrong, suddenly it's, let me bring up all this other stuff. It's like, oh, I thought we squashed that. Oh, I thought we moved on from that. Like, oh, you still holding on to a conversation we had a year ago? What do you mean? So yeah. Strength here. With strength in reverse with this King of Swords energy here. Hmm. I want to pull another card for this though before I speak on it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Holding on to stuff. Spirit is telling me what they want me to say, but I'm like, can we say that in a nicer way? Can we say that in a nicer way? How do we say this? They just keep saying the same thing. And I'm just... Okay. It's important that you don't let your insecurities feed your emotions and feed the way that you speak to people. That's what I'm going to say. Right? It's perfectly fine to feel emotions, right? But a lot of times we can feel justified in some very cruel things or very cruel thoughts that we have towards other people. And at the base of it, if we really take the time to introspect inside of ourselves, it is really about our own insecurities and our own issues. It's just more. No, I don't have to say it that way. Some of my spirit guides are just so blunt. They're just like, it's this. And I'm like, whoa, let's not say it like that. Let's not say it like that. Wow. Okay. It's a lot of really strong masculine energy here out of nowhere. King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's about integrity, Spirit is saying. Finding this level of integrity inside of yourself and sticking to that, right? Really sticking to that and understanding that the world isn't just in black and white either, right? Yeah. It's all about these lessons, right? And we all of us, right? Even if I am talking about somebody that's outside of yourself, right? These are probably lessons that you've gone through too. These are things that I don't want to say something as strong as struggle with, right? But at some point in our path, this has all been stuff I've struggled with before. I know that for damn sure. Woo! Yeah. For a long time in my life, I told myself that I wasn't a very judgmental person. But then once I started introspecting myself, I was like, no, you're hella judgmental. Gee, like, you're hella judgmental. And it took me a while to understand that I was also, as I was being that judgmental on other people, I was being that judgmental on myself as well. And it took me a while to realize that it's like, yo, like, just because this is the way you talk and you view about yourself, it's not like an excuse to talk about other people that way either. And you shouldn't do either. You shouldn't do either one. Yeah, you might have an energy that's really strong, like saying like you're a hypocrite. Like they're calling you a hypocrite about certain things. I really feel like it's like a lot of assumptions. It's like making a lot of assumptions about, you say something and they're like, you say this and I assume you mean this and mean this and mean that. But that might not be what you mean, right? Yeah. Sometimes it can be tricky, right? Because even words can be tricky, because when one person uses a certain phrase or a certain word, and another person can have a completely different meaning of it in their head, and then you say that and somebody is like, oh, so that means this, because in their mind that's what it means to them, right? Yeah. My spirit guides are like, human language is just like because for them it's much more like psychic communication, and there is no misunderstanding because it's just linked. Like, I think this, yep, that means that, and it's like immediate context, and they're just like, sometimes it's so hard because people, you know, I mean, it's just a part of being in the material world. It's just a part of being in this 3D matrix that we're in, right? Like, it's just a part of it. So anyway, oh no, I dropped my crystal. But yeah, so you might be really feeling a kind of, I don't want to call it as strong as a block energy, but just be aware, right? You might be feeling this energy and you're like, it has you where you're, sometimes it might have you where your guards are a little bit further up than your spirit guides want them to be, just because you're also feeling this energy from other people. Not just this like positive soulmate energy, but also past energy. And spirit is saying it's really important to keep up, you know, cutting those cords and keep clearing your energy and keep continuously doing that, because, you know, it's just what you gotta do. It's just what you gotta do. Yeah, purity. Exactly. Keep cleansing. Keep cutting. Keep doing what you gotta do. Clearing out contracts is what the spirit just said. Clearing out contracts. So important. Oh, yeah. Remember that mirror I was talking about earlier? Mirrored energy. Well, why? Why you want it like that? So you're saying things aren't what things are. Things are different than they appear on the surface. Yeah. Energy is tricky. We talk about that all the time. You know, people can get very caught up in assuming that energy is the same as what we actually see in real life around us, and it doesn't have to be, right? How somebody can come up as like, can show up as king energy when they're actually in the body of a female. Like that energy, like that, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And it also depends on, you know, what they're doing. Yeah. This ascension that you're going through right now is making you much more aware of this. Oh, I'm hearing copycat energy. It's like copycat energy. We haven't talked about this copycat energy in a minute. Ooh, tower moments and unexpected things. Ooh. Unexpected things. Hmm. Hmm. Spirit said, keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. Got the maiden hair. Something fresh and new and different is on the way. It's like spirit is saying, like, energetically it's already there and it's been there and you can feel that. Yeah, it's a new foundation starting here. Yeah, yeah. It's a new path. It's a new path is being illuminated to you. Yeah, because the past path was a little shadow. It was in a little bit of shadow, right? But there's a new path opening up. Hmm. Yeah, they're also showing me like closer to the end than you think. That's what Spirit's saying. Like you're closer to your goal or closer to. Because I don't want to. Twin flame. You're closer to that than you think. Psychic connection. We talked about that earlier, right? So definitely a big psychic connection and purifying your connections, because somebody's been trying to traipse around in like your mental space. Like they can't get like close inside of your mental space, but they're out there and they're showing me like a person like standing there with like scissors, and they're like, and like if somebody else like tries to like throw in, like they're like it's weird. They're showing me like a person with like a spear with like a string or like a ribbon attached to it. It's like a person like shoom, trying to throw it in, and like that person is standing there like snip, snip, snip. They're like, no, nobody else can get past me. It's not true though, but yeah, this person, they need some healing work happening here. Whoever the snipper person is, they have this weird feeling of ownership, like around your energy. They're like, it's mine and no one else's, because energetically, this is the thing. Like energetically, this is how this person feels, and it's like for some of them, it's subconsciously. Like they don't even realize that they do it, but that's how they feel. Like that's how they feel. For some of y'all, this is like a friend. This is like a friend energy. That's like subconsciously is like, it's mine. It's mine. We're supposed, not like, it's like we're supposed to be together. For some of you, it's like an ex. For some of you, it's not even a person you've ever dated or you've ever been with. Yeah. Wow. Magician. You are connected to elemental magic. Manifest the reality that you see. Yeah. This person doesn't have the ability to cut off this connection. Empath came right back out. But you could. No. No. Okay. Yes, exactly. This person is codependent on your energy. And this might be a type of person that in the 3D they would be like, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone. But they are so dependent on your energy. They don't even realize it. Yeah, just release the past. Yeah, it's a soul. Thank you, Spirit. It's a soul contract for you to teach this person a very powerful lesson through a tower moment that's about to happen in their life. Excuse me. I think it's happening because of something that's happening in your life. Chaser. This person is like always in like this chaser energy, always chasing after other things, but not ever chasing after themselves. Yeah. Yeah, projection. They have a lot of projection energy within this person. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, but like I said, you have a lot of divine protection around this. This is definitely a person who is like, I don't want. Okay, look. Now, this person energetically, like on the surface level, this person could just be like not really even thinking about you that much. Like, for some of them, yes. For some of them, they're like watching you. For some of them, there's somebody that is like, I'm not getting like physically, like actually like watching you. But you know, they could keep an eye on your social media and things like that. They watch like content that you put out there, even if it's just you just like posting quotes or affirmations or posting pictures of places that you're going or you're visiting or you're doing, and this person is like, there is a particular event that really deep down their shadow self does not want to happen for you, right? And it definitely is about this soulmate energy coming in for you. So I'm not saying that this person is like, on the surface, if you ask this person, they'd be like, I don't care if they get in a relationship, or I don't care. It's like, doesn't matter to me. But on a deep down energetic level and inside, they're like, that like, oh, this is, oh my gosh, why? This person is like, you'll never find somebody who wants to be with you. Projection. This person is incredibly terrified that they will never find a person that really loves them and wants to be with them. And they are really projecting that energy onto you for some reason. Like, or you're this person projecting that energy onto somebody else. Like, just gonna be honest, right? Yeah, be careful. Be careful what energy you put out there, right? Because that shit comes back. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I say, just release this. If you are not this person, like, just release this person. Don't get frustrated by it. Just keep going on. And I'm really getting that you don't, like, you're just like, you might want to just be like, how can I put my, sorry, my nose is itching, how can I put my finger on this like weird energy? You might be, other tarot readers might have picked up on this person's energy, or you might pick up on this person's energy, just kind of like, just enough to know, because you have an awareness of what's in your energy field. And Spirit is saying, yeah, this person, oh, this person just feels so lonely. Five of Pentacles. They feel like, yeah, oh, this person feels like deep down on the inside, they're like, I'll always be alone. So if I'll be okay with it as long as you're alone too. Or like, ooh, okay, no. This spirit is sending me deep inside this person's mind. It really is the fact that they're like, they see themselves a lot in you. And they have told themselves that they're alone because of some other things about them. The same things that they see in you. And if you have a person, then they have to face the fact that it's not all these other things, right, that is keeping them alone, right? Because they see that in you. They'd be like, oh, well, I'm alone. Like, oh, look, like, I'm that type of person, and I'm kind of weird, and I'm quirky, or I'm spiritual, or I'm this and I'm that, and I'm kind of weird. And deep down inside, they tell themselves, that's why I can't find a partner, or that's why I can't find a quality partner, or that's why I'm alone. And this person, if they see you in a relationship, in a good, like, actual positive relationship, they have to look at themselves in the mirror and face the fact that no, it's not that. It's not your weight, or it's not that, whatever it is, it's not your skin color or your face or your race, or it's not that, right? And they do not, they're just like, they do that. I just feel it's like this existential, like, crisis, this dread of just like traveling down, because this person has a really hard time um just facing themselves, like, really truly actually facing their shadow self, right? um and because they run away from it, they don't turn around and they don't face it. They don't see how in control their shadow self is of a lot of the ways they think and they move. And because they won't turn around and face and see how close it is, they don't want to come face to face with the fact that, oof, this is a heavy one. Let me tell you something. It was so heavy when you have to come to this realization, right? That the truth of the matter is that because you are a magician manifesting your reality, you are almost 100%, right, responsible for everything that happens in your life, right? And that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person, right? Just because you haven't found somebody to be with, that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. Just because you haven't found somebody who has accepted you and loved you for exactly who you are, that doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. It just means that you have not faced the fact that you don't really love yourself. And let me tell you, when I came to that realization, I was like, you know, like it was like, oh, like I was ugly crying. I was like, you really don't love yourself that much. Which is exactly why you settle for types of or people who don't love you. That shit is hard. That's hard. It's hard. It's harsh. It's heavy. You're like, I want to throw up. Like I don't want to throw up, but psychically I feel like this person is nauseous just thinking about that. And I'm so sorry if if that kind of gave you that same triggered feeling where you were like, ooh boo, like don't say that, but we all have to come to that realization. If you know that you have compromised yourself and your integrity and your morality in the past, you have to come to a place where you're like, I did that because at some point I really feel like that's what I was worth, which is the only reason I let myself do it. But when you realize that, you realize that you are 100% in control of. Now, I'm not saying that you can be 100% in control of what other people feel and how they act towards you and things that they decide to do. They take it amongst themselves to do things to you. No, you can't, right? You can't control that. But you are in control and you can take accountability for a lot of the things that happen in your life, right? And once you get to that point, you stop pointing the finger at everybody else. You stop projecting that energy out onto everyone else, and you realize, okay, like I need to stop running away from this, and I need to be honest with myself about a lot of things. And it takes time. It just takes time. And when you start on that journey, ooh, the rabbit hole gets so deep. Because you're just like, how far does this bitch go down? Like, all the way down, all the way back to your childhood, all the way back. And you're like, it's going to take me a little bit of time, I feel like, to unpack this. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. If somebody hasn't told you it's okay, it's okay. If somebody hasn't told you, it's okay to just go ahead and face it. Get out of the fear cycle. Get out of the fear cycle of really facing yourself, of facing your choices that you've made in the past, right? Of facing a lot of other things, because it's never going to help you. It's never going to help you to keep running away from it and blaming everybody else while you're running away from all of your own issues that at the end of the day, you caused yourself. And I understand that's a triggering thing, because depending on people go, well, this person did this and they said that and that made no. We're all, and like I say, I know I can't say always, because like I said, you cannot, there are some times when people take things amongst themselves to do things to us, and we cannot blame ourselves for that, because we are not responsible for anybody else's choices. No, but we are always responsible for our own choices. And then when you start doing that, so many people will run away from the guilt, from the fear, from the shame that they feel from that. But you have to face it and get past that, because you can get past it. It's a hard pill to swallow at first. And then once you start forgiving yourself, the shame, the guilt, those things, they pass. You can let go of them and you can get past it. And you can realize that stop punishing yourself. Stop torturing yourself with holding on to what's underneath that, which is the anger, which is, what's underneath the anger, right? What's underneath the anger and projection? Fear, pain, shame, guilt. What's underneath that, at the very base of it, is fear, right? I'm afraid that I don't want that to happen. That hurt me, and I don't want it to happen again. But once you travel down that path and you do what you need to do to really face a lot of that, and it takes time, and it takes, and sometimes you can get tired. You can be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of doing this whole, and then whoop, right back up. Fear, shame, guilt. Oh, okay, if I finally reach the bottom, whoop, right back up. And not because it's different issues that you have to dredge up. It takes, it just takes as much time as it takes you, right? And that's okay. And sometimes we don't get the love and the support that we need. And sometimes it takes, we get stuck in that shame because we realize that we're the one that pushed away a lot. We pushed away some of that support and that kindness, or we didn't recognize it for what it was. It happens. We all do it. You can't expect yourself or anybody else in this world to be perfect. We all make mistakes, and blaming each other for all those mistakes that we make, it doesn't change anything. Well, staying in the shame and it's you and it's you and it's you, that just keeps you stuck there because you think that's the end, right? By going, no, it's you. It's, well, I have nothing to do with this. When in fact, there's a deeper level to, well, I was triggered and this happened and that caused me pain and it reminded me of this other pain, and it's deep. It's deep, and I get it. It takes time, and sometimes you can't do it alone. You need a counselor, you need a therapist, you need, self-help books and all different kind of stuff. You need tarot readers, you need people sitting here telling you, hey, like, I did it too. I made the mistakes too. It gets easier. It does. It gets easier. And if you're the type of person that's been through this cycle too, that's why I say it's better to remind yourself that you have been in that person's place too, right? To have your boundaries, to not allow saying, oh, well, I've been there too, so I'll just allow that person to treat me any type of way because I've been there too. No, that isn't healthy either. But and always remind yourself too that you are under no obligation to stop just because somebody else wants you to stop. Right? You going down this path might make other people feel uncomfortable. Right? Makes me feel uncomfortable too. Like, as you're going down this path, you're like, yeah, it makes me uncomfortable too, but I gotta just do what I gotta do. Because it's not about you. It's about me. And what I need. And what I need is to heal and to let go and move on. Be understanding, yes, but have, Anyway, that's just what I have. I went on a whole tangent. A whole ass tangent about some other things. But at the end of the day, I went on this whole tangent to let you know, right, that if you have been feeling like, what is this weird energy that I've been feeling? That's what it is, right? That's what it is. If you've been feeling like this back and forth energy, don't allow that energy that's casting this out, because this person is just going through their own things. They're going through their ups and downs. They're going through their own cycles. They're going through their own fear, shame, guilt cycles. They're doing all that. And right now they're just in the envious, jealous projection phase. We all go through it. So I'll just allow that to wash away from you, right? Allow that to wash away from you. Yeah, exactly. Because again, this is just, okay, and that's the God's honest truth. That's the truth, baby, okay? It's just these lessons from your past, right? It's just these lessons. It's just this soulmate energy, right? Also the Six of Cups past energy, right? It's just that. What do you want me to get, Spirit? Okay, this is a long one. Yeah, it's so that, okay, what came out? Look, what did I just say? Past life relationship, right? It's past energy, right? It's that past energy. Yeah, it's that unrequited love energy, right? It's that it's that y'all play too much, get off my jock energy. No. Anyway, Most spirit guides, they crack me up. I think that's why they do that. They're just like, laughter elevates your spirit. So yeah. True love energy, right? This happened, all of this happened in the past, and all of the, that's why at the end of the day, that's why some people are jealous. That's what they see, this energy around you. They feel this energy around you. These people are aware of feeling that energy around you. So just know, right? Just know. And some of these people are people that, okay, there are multiple people. Some of these people are people that you don't even know. They're just like, oh, I wish that was happening for me. That seems like that's happening for that person. I wish that was mine. I wish that was mine. I wish that was mine. I wish that was me. I wish that could happen. That's not really going to happen. They think that's going to happen. That's not going to happen. Just that quick. Just that. That's enough to send out this jealous, weird energy. I mean, it's not enough to stop anything, but it's just that. So be aware of that as yourself too, right? Like if you're like, oh, I've done that. Yeah, be aware of the energy that you're sending out, right? I've done that. So sometimes spirit, like in those moments, spirit will be like, girl, you better stop. What is that? Oh man. A thing is, okay, never mind. Sorry, I was like, what is that in my water? It's a piece of my top. My thing fell in my water. Okay. Yeah. New cycles all around, all abounds, okay? Beautiful new things manifesting into the spiritual, okay? And as we say this, new level, new devil, just like Victoria, right? From Sermon Angel 1111 says, right? New level, new devil. That, like I said, right? It comes back up and there's always some more ways to go down the rabbit hole and heal something else, right? It's just the way that it is. It's just the way that this 3D matrix is, right? But it's about being joyful the whole time. Spirit is saying, right? Like it gets a lot easier when you have the mentality of not, man, this sucks, but when you have the mentality of like, I've been through other stuff and I can get through this, right? I've shrugged off other stuff. I can get through this, right? I've dealt with jealousy or stuff like that before. I'll get through this, right? When you got them haters, when you're shining, you're gonna have hate. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Bless them. Don't like. Spirit said, what? You know what I mean, Spirit. You know, hope they find the energy that they need. That they find what they need out there, and that they, that they're walking down their path, that they need to learn the lessons they need to leave. And that's it, right? Send that energy out to them and say, I ain't got time for it. Return that jealousy energy, return that envious energy, return that energy to you. I return to sender. Hope you find what you need out there. I ain't got nothing for you. Right? And just do that. And every single time you feel, no matter how many times a day you got to do it, right? Anytime you feel that kind of energy, just say that. Whatever it is, I return it to sender. I ain't got no time for that, right? I ain't got no time for that. And if somebody's sending you peace and love and light and they just want to send you all the lovey-dovey energy, then they'll get that back. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? The high priestess. Spirit said make yourself aware of it. Like make yourself more, I think that you're awakening up to a deeper a deeper sense of spiritual awareness that is, because you're becoming more aware, you're starting to feel like different levels in energy, and you're starting, instead of being able to feel kind of like like mass energy coming towards you, you're being able to really be like, okay, this energy is from that, this energy is from this person, this is that person, this is that, this is from this particular thing in my life, so your energy awareness is changing around, is being, is what is that? It's a little bug. It just caught my eye. Yeah, exactly. Masking energy. Spirit said masked no more. Masked energy, masked no more. Okay. Yeah. No kind of confusion, no kind of this. Just listen, right? And keep working on what you're working. Doesn't matter if they don't like it. Doesn't matter, even if that's your parents being like, I don't like you doing this. Oh well. My life, not yours. Right? My life, not yours. You're learning the lessons that you need to learn. Okay, and just be aware. You're also developing a deeper sense of emotional awareness as well. Okay. So it might have felt overwhelming at first, but it might have felt overwhelming at first, right? It might have all kind of glumped all together and you're like, oh, what is happening? But Spirit is saying, like, trust and have faith and know that, that you're working your way through it. Working your way through it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, look at Spirit saying, take that mask off, right? Take that mask off. It's safe for you to love, because if you were wondering if it was, it is. It's safe for you to love. You're gonna be aware. Like I said before, right? When people step before you with that deceptive energy, or they step towards you with deceptive energy, you can see right through it. So it doesn't matter what word somebody is using. They can be like, oh, I love you so much. You're like, okay. Okay. Yeah, you got people want reconciliation with you, for sure. You got people want to step back towards you. You got people. Spirit said, don't let these people make you feel like it's not safe for you to love. Don't make these people make you feel like it's not safe for you to, like, open up your energy to other people, right? Just be aware. We talk about that all the time, right? That past hurt can make you where you're like got that sword up to everybody, right? And when people, when they don't mean you any harm, but you still waving that sword around in their face, like, I'll cut you. And they're like, whoa, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go over here, right? Like, be aware, right? I'll cut you. They showed me. Y'all know about that meme where it's like the crab, where it's like the crab and he has the knife. And he's like walking, he's like, I'll cut you. Like, they showed me that. The crab is not playing. Like, Scrap's like, not only do I have my pincers, but I know what a knife is. I get the knife right here. These people are like, whoa, this crap ain't playing. Like, it's so old. My spirit guy's like just showing me like old ass memes. Like, it's okay though. My spirit guy said, excuse me. Like, anyway, laugh more, you guys. That's what my spirit guys say. Laugh more, right? Laugh more. Be joyous. That's what calls in your soulmate, right? That's what calls in wonderful, positive soulmate energies to you. Is laughing more, having more joyous spirit, being more grateful and gratitude. Like, every day, find something that makes you joyous and grateful for your life, okay? And don't let people who aren't grateful for their lives weigh you down, because this is what it is. Those people got their own struggles. They got their own issues, right? Yeah, don't be scared just to be like, well, okay, and just like, whoop. You don't have to be rude, but energetically, you don't have to engage with those people, right? You don't have to engage with those people, because most of the time they're trying to engage with you so that you will engaging with them makes you have to match your energy to them, right? So if they're sending you jealous energy, you don't have to send them hateful energy or jealous energy back, right? At the end of the day, it's always your choice, but Spirit's saying, don't get caught up in that shit, right? Don't get caught up in the BS, because they'll try to do that, and that's their goal, right? They want you to be more like them. That's the purpose in that. Like, be more like me, and then I won't feel so bad about who I am. But the truth is, right? They don't have to be ashamed about who they are, because the shame that they feel about who they are is what causes them to try to lash out. What causes them, it suppresses their energy of being able to actually, ascend out of that energy. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you if you made it all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Even if you only made it, well, you wouldn't be hearing this if you only made it 5 minutes in, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all can feel the energy. Regardless, I appreciate the click. I appreciate the view, right? I really appreciate it. I really love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. All right, as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. If you are not subscribed, think about subscribing. Okay, I'm going Spirit. Spirit's like, let's get to the next reading. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, as always. Thank you to anybody who watches any of my other readings. You know, if you feel drawn, go ahead. If this resonated for you, or if you want to start a discussion down in the comment section, please do so with love and light in your heart. Okay, I really appreciate you guys so very, very much. All right, if you feel guided to reach out to me to get a personal reading or any kind of spirit guidance reading, the information for that is in the description box down below. If you're interested in any of the decks that I use, or if you're interested in any of my personal decks, the information for that is in the description box down below. Okay, as well as if you feel called to donate or tip to the channel, the links for those are in the description box as well. Just scroll down. Again, I hope this message gave you the love, light, and clarity that you're needing. I really appreciate you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, lovelies.